Can you hear me? Can you hear me? When you can hear me, throw a snowball. Like that. Okay, good. Let's look at this really quickly. Okay. Usually when the opponent plays like this, you want to put the pawn here. The reason, do you see the reason why? Can you figure out why you want to play this move? No? Okay. Usually in the Ishida setup, you want to get like this. So let's say he does something like here. I'm just making some moves, and then you get this setup like this. Okay. So that's why you want to, you don't want him to push this pawn up here. No, it's normal. You know, something like this is going to happen. And you can move the king here and then castle. So because of that, you want to stop him from pushing here, because it ends up stopping the bishop from being developed on the side. So with this move, you see you can no longer play here, you notice? So this bishop gets trapped in. True that later on he can you can develop the bishop this way or this way. So it's not completely bad, but it's something that you want to keep in mind when you're playing this kind of setup. Okay. Okay. This might have been a little early. Can you see? Can you find the move for white? Yeah, this edge pawn push was a little bit too early. How can white exploit this? Okay, if here, let's say he does something like this. I guess that's possible. Then what do you play? I thought there was a cleaner way to do this. You see this move? Now if here, then you promote like this, right? So you temporarily mess up the coordination between the rook and the lance by doing this. If he grabs here, see the lance falls, but then I guess you can do this. So maybe then you do this, right? If he grabs here, Maybe you can just do it like here. I don't know. Maybe like this. So you see, at this point, you have to stay alert for tactical shots like this. See, if pawn takes, then the lance just drops, right? Like that. Yeah. So you have to be kind of careful about this kind of pawn push too early. Okay. Now here, you can do like this. You notice that the bishop is working very well with the knight. It's going here. Everything's working. See? This is perfect coordination. Do you see it? And look, your black spaces are very, very active. Yeah, this is perfect. Next, you can be here. If he does something like, I don't know, maybe like this. Um, can he? Looks like it should be able to break this somehow. Here. Might be a little bit. Hmm. Um, hmm. There might be, there should be some way to do it, I imagine. Hmm. Maybe like this, and then you promote next. That looks like an idea. This and this next, that might also be an idea, but I don't know, something like that. But I don't know, maybe this. Okay. Okay, you see this move here? What do you think white could have played? I mean, black could have played? Yes, correct. Okay, grab here and then you hit the rook. Okay, now if the rook runs here, you notice that the rook's path is blocked by this pawn. So not so good for white's side, right? He wishes that that pawn isn't there. And you also notice that white is fugire. That means he has no pawns in hand. So it's going to be very difficult to defend along this diagonal. Yeah. If he does this, maybe you can just promote like that. If he does this, then you don't have to worry about the thing promoting because of that. And maybe just, I don't know, here. And then you promote here next. This is very good for white. You notice all, I mean for black, you notice all of his pieces, all of the pieces are in play. Yeah. So, a great situation for him. This one looks like similar to what happened in the game, but what happens if you just take here? You notice this pawn is here in comparison to the variation that I showed. So not as good, but not pretty similar. So also very good situation for black. Okay. Okay. Now you notice in the game that this bishop ended up becoming a target. Yeah. Let's look a few more moves and see what happened. Yeah, you see? You end up getting killed. So right now the bishop is very short of squares. See, like this. So at this point, what do you think black should have done? What's better for black? It's pretty clear that you can't defend the head of the bishop directly. So what other ways are there of dealing with this threat? The first move is better. You just pull like this. You just push like that. Because if here, then you notice the bishop has all these squares now. See, it's going to be very hard to attack the bishop because it has mobility. See, very little mobility with this pawn here. So after you push it up, then the bishop can escape. Very difficult to trap it. Well, it's going to be impossible for it to trap it. And you do it here. And if you promote here, you can drop a pawn like this. Hey, hi Hubert Neutron. How are you doing? See, if here, then you can promote like that. If he takes this way, you notice the square is weakened, so you can promote like this. Yeah. So moves like this, it comes about, it ends up working very well in conjunction with the mobile bishop. So you want to give your major pieces as much mobility as you can. Well, pieces in general, but especially the major pieces. They need mobility. Otherwise they become targets, like in the game. Okay. So probably at this point should just accede to the loss of the bishop this way. At least you're going to get a lance in hand. Maybe you can do like this. You notice you're getting some compensation for the bishop. Aside from this idea, like that. You notice that white has no pawns in hand. So I don't know if it's enough compensation, but you are getting some. So some is better than nothing, right? You see, the problem is like this. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looks like white's doing really well here. Okay. Well, actually, yeah, white simply is doing very well there. It's not. Okay. Yeah, and of course there's this already. Yeah. Two threats, right? So you guys already went over that one. Maybe here you just take the horse, because you can play this next. If here, No. Maybe you can do something like this. Okay, what do you think white should do here? Seven pawn. You have no pawns in hand though. You only have a rook. Yeah. So right now, rook and horse are being attacked. It looks like the rook is just gonna die. So maybe you should just save the horse. Maybe with something like this. You notice that this token is going away from the king. If possible, when you're attacking, you want the token to go toward the king. So by saving this horse, you notice that when he grabs a rook, he ends up losing some time. It's a very important concept when you're doing attack and defense. If the opponent has to capture with a piece going away from your king, then that means he's losing time. Yeah, please remember that, because it's a theme that comes up very, very often. See, now you can do something like maybe here. And then next, this promoted lance goes this way. And you see the attack is just kind of rolling. Yeah, this is a lot better for white. Not even sure what he's going to do. If he grabs here, then he can do this. If silver takes, then the gold would drop. So silver is pinned. If he does nothing, then he's just simply going to take it. So, well, at this point, black is in a lot of trouble. Okay. So yeah, very calmly, you can very calmly do this. So at this point, going back a move, what do you think? Oh, I think we already went over this. Yeah, you should just recapture here. Okay, let's see. You notice after this move, rook's still attacked and horse is still attacked. Yeah, so which of those pieces do you think black should take? Don't know what happened to Grey John. Yeah, horse is much more active. Okay, yeah, it's okay. You can just follow on Twitch. Okay, so yeah, maybe a horse, and then if he takes here, it's going to take 2 moves to get into play. Uh, this is still better for white though. So I took here. Okay. Ah. Okay. This move, it's using the knight to essentially capture the promoted lance. It's kind of a waste. Maybe right now you should do this. Okay, and then next you threaten here. Notice the gold is pinned, and you'll also threaten here. So probably I don't know, here. Maybe something like this, and then next you can do here. See, you want to keep this knight in hand to use. You don't want to exchange it for this piece already on the board, because a piece in hand is going to be worth more than that. Okay, so you notice that the result of that is he got a knight in hand, and the piece that was on the board is no longer on the board. So that exchange helped white. Does that make sense? Well, no, it's not just that the knights are scary. It's this piece is kind of out of play. Whereas the knight in hand can be used. You can drop it, in so many different places. Whereas this promoted lance is a lot more limited where it is. So by exchanging it off, you're essentially giving him, you're taking off a limited piece and giving him in hand a piece that can be dropped somewhere else. So when a piece is in your hand, that's almost like the ultimate mobility. A piece on the board has like like the one here is less mobility. So you don't want to exchange pieces with more mobility for those of less mobility. Does that make sense? Yeah, spring roll, are you still there? Yeah, did that explanation make sense to you? Okay, good. Okay, this just lost a piece. Is there a reason why you played this? You thought your horse was a rook. Okay. Okay, so here. Okay. Now, okay, let's see if there's a better way to do this. Um, 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 okay. See. Maybe hi. Maybe here. Uh, Probably he's gonna pawn drop like this. And now, let's see. Is there a very quick way to bust through? Takes. What about here? See, hit this. If here, then 5-9 gold. You mean like here? Um, hmm, okay, you can do it like this. And what would you do? I don't know, maybe like this, just to defend it. And then after this, he lacks a dark move. That's the only thing. Let's see. Um, and promote this next, maybe. If here, here. Yeah, not sure. Let me flip this thing. I guess another thing he could do is just this and then threaten to promote it next. It actually looks pretty severe. He might do something like this. Then probably like here. And if he promotes it like this, I guess you can take here, takes here, and then you can take it back, I don't know, maybe like this. Yeah, I don't know. There must be a faster way to do it. I guess if he wants to be really solid, you could even do this. Then he's going to move here. you know, do that kind of thing. The thing is, you can't, I don't know, it's kind of worrying. Let's see what happens, because there's still this check here. Because of this, right? It's probably going to be no good. So maybe he might be able to simply grab here. If the king moves here, then it's going to give you time to move away the bishop. So let's say you do something like this. Takes, and then, oh, I don't know, promote here. Threaten this and this. This actually looks very good for white. Okay. So sometimes when you're looking at positions like this, you see the opponent's threat, and you think, oh well, I can't play it, right? But if you look at your own threats also, you can see that your threats will take precedence over the opponent's. So right now, white's up material. That means he can give some of it back if he needs to. So at the very least, all he's doing is returning some material. But it turns out that he gets way more in return. See? Because of this threat. And if here, I don't know, maybe just this, because you're threatening here. If he drops a pawn here, it's going to give him time to move this guy away. Another thing he could do is like this, and now he threatens here. If he goes into a semi, you notice this is Tsumero. So yeah, black's defense looks like it falls apart kind of quickly. Yeah, okay. So let's see what happened. Good. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's can you find another move here? Actually, maybe you don't need to find another move. That's probably good enough. I imagine you can just take it. Because what's white's next move here? Mm, a faster move? Yes, you take the lance. This, if he grabs here, then there's gold, right? Gold, mate. So he's gonna have to drop the rook here. Okay. There might be a tsume here. I think there's a tsume here. Probably. And you drop here, like this. If here, then you just grab here, and some igoma, and then silver here, and then you take the, and here it's going to be mate. If silver drop, then you can also drop here, and then you drop the gold here, and then mate like that. Okay. And this one you can just grab here, right? Take something gold, right? If here, then you can take like that. So then drop the gold here. There's also this one, similar to what happened in the game. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so if you can find the most exact method of winning, you should play it. Okay, so let's recap what we. Oh, do you have any questions? Not really. Okay. What about you, Grey John? Okay. So let's recap what happened here. Okay, we'll flip the board again. Now, Spring Roll, let me ask you a question. If you're gonna do a Nishida setup, why don't you want him to play this move? Yeah. A lot of times the bishop wants to go to the edge, so you That's why you don't want him to play here. So a lot of times you end up playing here. Good. Okay. And against this move, what's the correct move? I mean, what's a good move? Yes. Interrupting the coordination between the rook and the lance. So good. So h6 pawn. Okay. And of course you can just take here. Okay, now on this move, why what's the important consideration in this position? Yes, you want to give your major pieces mobility. Mobility means they'll be harder to attack. So here, you can do that by creating an escape for the bishop, like this. Okay, good. Okay, and of course, right here, there's that double attack. Well, you already went over that, so let's see. Okay, and okay, here you should just recoup material, but okay. In this position, why do you want to save this versus trying to save this? Yes, good. Okay, so you save the more relevant piece, and by doing that, uh, you end up gaining time because the token is moving away from the king. Good. Okay. Okay, and why was this a questionable move? Yes. So it has to do with the quality of pieces. The knight in hand is good quality. The promoted lance, it's it's not a completely bad piece, but it's not as good as a knight in hand. So you're trading a really good piece for one that's not as good, right? Okay, okay, and this is not a rook. And finally, uh, final last one is, why do you take like this instead of taking with the horse, like in the game? Yes, practice, uh, practice for accuracy. Okay. It also isn't that difficult to see. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 moves, right? Maybe a little bit more if you, yeah. It's 5 moves, so not too difficult. Good. Okay, I guess that wraps it up for this review. Thank you everyone for joining me. If you wish to reach me, you can email me at alexi2539@gmail.com. If you found this helped you, then please consider supporting the stream. Thank you. Take care. Bye.